Okay, so hi guys, welcome. This is a highly awaited, ratio for histopath. Okay, so the first exam that we would be ratioing that we will be uh taking for ratio. Ano ba? Ano ba dapat ratioing? Okay, ulit. Okay. Ayan, so without further ado, let's start. By the way, guys, this is in no particular order, okay? So, I chose those questions na karamihan is hindi nasagot. Yung nang tama yung tanong, okay? Ayan, so unang-una sa listahan. This clearing agent makes tissues brittle, dissolves celloidine, and removes aniline dyes. Okay, ang choices, clove oil, dioxane, cedarwood oil, and aniline oil. Ayan. So, i-breakdown natin yung choices. Cedarwood oil, guys, does not dissolve aniline dye. So, automatic, tanggal na siya. Next, aniline oil. Ano ba si aniline oil? It is used for clearing your embryos, your insects, and your very delicate specimens. Okay? Okay. So, tanggal na din siya. Si dioxane. Dioxane, ano nga bang importante kay dioxane? Ang tatandaan nyo lang naman kay dioxane is that pwede siyang gamitin into three parts. Substitute na rin siya ng dehydration. Okay? Dehydration. Dioxane, pwede mo na siyang gamitin. Oo, tama. Si dioxane, pagkatapos ng fixation, pwede mo na siyang gamitin sa dioxane. Okay? Shoot mo na agad sa dioxane. And then, after nun, dalawang batch ng dioxane that will serve as your dehydration. And then, isang batch ulit ng dioxane that will serve as your uh, clearing agent. Okay? Ayan. So, yun. So, ang natitira na lang doon is your clove oil. Okay? Clove oil po ang sagot sa tanong na to. And then, ang ano pa bang dapat tandaan sa clove oil? Meron siyang tendency to be adulterated. Okay? Kaya yung quality niya, hindi gaanong guaranteed. Ayan. Next. Next question. This is an aldehyde fixative that is used to fix lipids, and the choices: potassium dichromate, formol sublimate, osmium tetroxide, and your formaldehyde. Okay, ulitin ko yung tanong. This is an aldehyde fixative that is used to fix your lipids. Okay, breakdown ulit natin ang choices. Si potassium dichromate, aldehyde fixative ba siya? Hindi. Isa po siyang oxidizing agent. Osmium tetroxide, aldehyde fixative po ba siya? Hindi rin. Isa din po siyang oxidizing fixative. Okay? Si formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, part siya ng cross-linking. Okay? Formaldehyde, part siya ng cross-linking fixatives. So ang answer dito is your formol sublimate, or ang other name ni formol sublimate, formol corrosive. Okay? Ayan. Next question. If your pathologist wants to study the nuclear details of the tissue sample, which of the following should you use as a fixative? Okay, I repeat. If your pathologist wants to study the nuclear details of the tissue sample, which of the following should you use as a fixative? And the choices are Orths, Hellis, Bowens, or your Flemings without acetic acid. Okay? So ang tanong, gusto daw ni pathologist pag-aralan yung nuclear details. Okay? Nuclear details ang gusto nyong pag-aralan. Breakdown natin ang choices. Si Orths, nuclear, fixative ba siya? cytoplasmic fixative, histochemical fixative. Okay, 'di ba? Meron tayong acronym. Kapag ang nuclear fixative, we have your HNBFC or your Haydn's new boyfriend's car. Okay? That is your Heidenheinz, your newcomers, your Bowens, your Flemings with acetic acid, and your Carnoys. Okay? Ang next naman is your cytoplasmic fixatives, which are your, acronym natin dito is your HORF. Okay? H for Helis, O for Orths, R for Rigods, F for Flemings without acetic acid, and your Flemings with post-chroming. Okay? Ayan. Oh, so sa choices, si Orts, si Helis, tsaka si Flemings without acetic acid, they are all cytoplasmic fixatives. So ang answer agad dyan, si Bowens. Okay? Lagi pong tatandaan yung acronyms nyo. Okay, ano naman po yung example ng histochemical fixatives? That is your FANA. Okay, FANA, if I'm not mistaken. Alamin nyo na yun, okay? Kung ano ang FANA. Yan. Next question. Next question. Identify which of the following statements is correct. Okay? Identify which of the following statements is correct. First statement, brain samples must be fixed before grossing. Okay? Statement number 2, hard tissues is washed out in running water overnight, then immersed in 1% aqueous phenol solution. Okay, choices. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is correct. Both statements are correct or none of the above. Okay? Pag-aralan nating maigi yung statements. Sa statement number 1, brain samples daw i-fix muna before grossing. Guys, that's tama. Because kapag ang brain hindi mo na-fix agad, anong nangyayari kay brain? Nagli-liquefy po siya. Okay? So, kailangan pag gusto nyong i-gross ang brain samples, i-fix nyo muna siya um, para tawag dito, yung cells ng tissues nyo hindi mag-undergo ng liquefaction. Okay? Ayan. Statement number 2, Statement number 2, hard tissues is washed out in running water overnight then immersed in 1% aqueous phenol solution. Anong mali dito? Mali po yung concentration ng aqueous phenol solution. Bakit? Guys, lagi kong sinasabi, tandaan nyo yung concentration ni phenol. Okay? Kasi may encounter nyo siya in 3 different concentrations. Namely, kapag 1% aqueous phenol, that is used for antifungal. Okay? Remember, 1% for antifungal, 4% aqueous phenol, that is used as your tissue softener. Okay? So, dapat sa statement number 2, 4% aqueous phenol solution dapat. Okay? Hindi 1%. Because 1% again is for antifungal. Okay? So, ma-encounter nyo ulit si phenol sa yung concentration ni phenol as 5%, that is now used as your chief solvent. Okay? Kapag 5%, chief solvent na po siya. Ayan. Next, which among the following is incorrectly paired? Okay? Choices. Coconut oil is an efficient substitute for xylene. Tetrahydrofuran is dehydrating agent and a clearing agent. Dioxane requires 3 changes before transferring to paraffin. Or limonene is a volatile oil found in fruits. Sorry. Okay. So, ang answer doon, ang incorrectly paired doon is yung limonene which is found daw sa sa fruits. Okay? Ano yung mali doon sa choice na yon? Hindi po siya nahahanap sa lahat ng fruits. Okay? Limonene nahahanap lang po siya sa anong klaseng fruits? Citrus fruits. Okay? Ayan. Ayan. So yung iba medyo nadali dito because hindi tinapos yung sentence siguro. Okay? Ayan. Next question. True regarding decalcifying agents. Formic acid is a decalcifying agent and a tissue softener. Our statement number two, chromic acid is a decalcifying agent and a fixative. Okay, the choices, both are correct, both are incorrect. Two is correct, one is correct. Okay, pag-aralan natin yung sentences. First statement, formic acid daw is decalcifying agent and a tissue softener. Tama, mali. That's wrong. Chromic acid, statement number two. Chromic acid is a decalcifying agent and a fixative. That's correct. Yung statement number two is correct. Okay? Ano-ano nga ba yung mga tissue softeners natin? Yan. So, tissue softeners natin, si Perennis fluid. Perennis dapat yung decalcifying agent and a tissue softener. Okay? Hindi si formic acid. Next, yung sa phenol, anong concentration? That is your 4% aqueous phenol. Next, Moliflex, that is also your tissue softener. 2% hydrochloric acid, softener din siya. Next one is 1% hydrochloric acid with 70% alcohol. Okay? Yung 1% hydrochloric acid with 70% alcohol, ginagamit nyo siya sa surface decalcification. Okay? Ayan. Next. Next. What is the tissue dehydrating agent ratio? Okay? Dito medyo na-disappoint ako kasi dapat basic lang to pero karamihan hindi nasagot tong tanong na to. Okay? Ayan. So what is the tissue to dehydrating agent ratio? Remember, kapag ang tanong tissue to dehydrating agent, kung saan nauuna ang tissue, yun yung 1 agad. Okay? Sa ratio. Example, tissue to dehydrating agent, ang tanong, dapat i-cross out nyo na yung mga 10 is to 1, 20 is to 1. Gets? Okay. Ulit. What is the tissue to dehydrating agent ratio? The choices are 1 is to 20, 10 is to 20, 10 is to 1, 20 is to 1, 1 is to 20. Okay, 'di ba sabi ko kanina, kung saan yung tissue, yun yung 1 agad. Okay? Nagets? Nagets ba? Let's say kapag nauna yung tissue sa statement before yung dehydrating agent, yung tissue na yun, i-substitute nyo na siya agad sa 1. Okay? So 1 is to blank. Dapat ang hinahanap natin. Okay. So ang sagot dito, tissue to dehydrating agent, ang sagot 1 is to 10. Okay? 1 is to 10. Next question. What is the decalcification fluid to tissue ratio? Ayan, ito ulit. What is the decalcification fluid to tissue ratio? So, nauna yung decalcification fluid before yung tissue. So, ang ratio na dapat nating hanapin is blank is to 1. Gets? Okay, so ang choices, 10 is to 1, 1 is to 10, 20 is to 1, 1 is to 20. So ang sagot is your 20 is to 1. Decalcification fluid. Okay? Ayan. So recap na lang din natin para um, hindi nyo ako sisihin. Okay? I-recap na lang din natin. Ano ang tissue to fixative ratio. Tissue to fixative ratio. That is your 1:10 to 20. Ano po yung 1:10 to 20? Meaning nun, ang minimum ratio is 1:10. Okay? Tapos, ang maximum ratio no, 1:20. Okay? Ayun. Next, kapag decalcification, that is your, kapag decalcification is to tissue ratio. Oh. Decalcification to tissue ratio, 20:1. Okay? Remember, kapag ion exchange naman, gumamit kayo ng ion exchange sa decalcification. Ang magiging ratio nyo na doon is 20:30:1. Okay? I repeat, ion exchange, ion exchange, decalcification using the ion exchange method, 20:30:1. Ayan. Okay, dehydration to tissue ratio. Dehydration to tissue ratio, 10:1, sorry. Dehydration, 10:1. Malinaw? Next, clearing to tissue ratio. Okay? Clearing to tissue. Pag clearing to tissue ratio, it's 40:1. Okay. Sir, paano naman po kapag infiltrating agent to tissue? Okay, infiltrating agent to tissue, 25:1. Okay, 25:1. Sir, paano po kapag osmium tetroxide fixative to tissue ratio? Okay, pag osmium tetroxide fixative to tissue ratio, 5:10:1. Okay, 5:10:1. Kapag museum fixative naman, kapag museum fixative, 50:100:1. Okay, ayan. So, tandaan nyo po yun. Next one. At this concentration, formaldehyde overhardens the outer layer of the tissue, which then adversely affects the staining. Okay, the choices are 20% formalin, 40% formalin, 30% formalin, and your 10% formalin. Okay? Ayan. So, ang answer po natin dito is your 40% formalin. Bakit po? Bakit po 40% formalin? Dapat po 10%. Mali, mali. Guys, remember yung yung question, for at this concentration, formaldehyde daw overhardens the outer layer. Okay? So, um, yung concentration na yon is actually your stock solution. Ano ba ang stock solution natin for formaldehyde? Hindi po ba 40%? Okay, ayan. So 40% formalin, that is considered as your 100% formalin. Gets po? Kasi nga, sir, bakit po 40% formalin is equal to 100% formalin? Kasi nga po, stock solution na po yung 40% formalin. Okay? Ibig sabihin, commercially prepared na siya as 40% formalin. Okay? Pag ginamit nyo po yon, yung stock solution na yon, without diluting, ito yung magiging resulta. Magiging na-overharden yung outer layer ng tissue nyo. Ayan. Kaya, meron tayong 10% neutral buffered formalin. Okay? Yung 10% neutral buffered formalin na po na yon is yun yung buffered diluted version nung stock solution which is your 40%. Na-gets po? Okay. Next question. Lead fixatives are used in what concentration of basic lead acetate? The choices here is 1%, 3%, 2%, 4%. Okay? So ang answer po dito is 4%. Ayan. So by the way guys, yung exam 1 ninyo, majority nang galing kay Gregorius. Kinuha ko kay Gregorius. Okay? So sa mga nagre-review po dyan ng mga reviewers, ng mga review notes na nasummarize na, ayun. So sorry na lang po kung hindi nila dinagdag sa reviewer na yan yung concentration or yung mga statements or mga bagay na hindi nyo nasagot na namali nyo because binasa nyo yung reviewer or yung summarized reviewers. Okay? Ayan. So, as early as now, magbasa po kayo sa libro. Okay? Kasi sa review centers, super fast-paced. Doon lang kayo makakapag review notes, lecture notes, ganun. Okay? Ayan. So the answer, again, I repeat, lead fixative concentration 4%. Next, fixatives with glacial acetic acid has high affinity for nuclear chromatin. They have a pH of what value? The choices, 7, 4.7, 3, and 5. Okay? Ayan. So, fixatives with glacial acetic acid, dapat meron silang pH of 3. Okay? Yun yung answer, 3. Next, in performing chemical test for testing complete decalcification, what solution is added to the decalcifying agent? Okay, guys. Etong test for complete decalcification, ang process kasi na to is, di ba nag-decalcify kayo? May bone sa isang jar, nag-decalcify kayo. Tapos, the next day, i-check nyo. To check for complete decalcification, di ba nag-decalcification kayo yesterday, kunwari the next day na today. Ang gagawin nyo, yung decalcifying fluid na ginamit nyo from yesterday, lalagay nyo sa jar. Tapos, lalagyan nyo siya ng 0.5 ml ammonium oxalate. Yun pala yung answer, guys. 0.5 ml ammonium oxalate. Okay? Kapag nagkaroon ng uh, whitening or like milky effect, ganon, that is your indication na incomplete pa yung decalcification nyo. Okay? Ayun. So, ang gagawin nyo, yung tissue or yung bone, ililipat nyo sa ibang jar, lalagyan nyo ng panibagong decalcifying agent. Okay? Then, the next day ulit, ganun ulit. To check for complete decalcification, kukunin nyo yung yung decalcifying fluid, lalagyan nyo ulit ng anong anong volume? 0.5 ml ammonium oxalate. Okay? Ayun. Next one, aldehyde fixatives is also known as, okay, the choices, cross-linking fixatives, denaturating fixatives, permanganate fixatives, or precipitating fixatives. Okay? Ayan. So, let's break down the choices. Denaturating fixatives, aldehyde fixative po ba siya? Hindi. Denaturating fixatives, these are your alcoholic fixatives. Okay? Kapag denatures, ganto ganyan, ang papasok na dapat sa isip nyo, alcoholic fixatives. Okay? Ayan, kasama niya yung precipitating. Permanganate fixatives, aldehyde fixative po ba siya? Hindi. It is your oxidizing fixative. Okay? So, cross-linking fixatives po ang also known as your aldehyde fixatives. Okay? Ayan. So, don't come to me na sasabihin nyo, Sir, bakit po sabi nyo kanina sa naunang question? Aldehyde fixative is used to fix lipid, tapos si formaldehyde, aldehyde fixative naman pala siya. Okay? Guys, remember yung yung question kanina, aldehyde fixative that is used to fix lipids. Okay? So, yung best answer doon is your formal sublimate. Okay? Ayan. Malinaw tayo dyan ha. I repeat, kapag precipitating at saka denaturating fixatives, ang tatatak na dapat sa isip nyo is alcoholic fixatives. Okay? Ayan. Okay. This chromate fixative demonstrates rickettsia. The choices are Muller's, Bowen's, Orth's, or potassium dichromate. The answer here is Orth's. Orth's. Okay. Next question. True regarding decalcification. Statement number 1. Heat hastens and minimizes damaging effects. Statement number 2, at 55 degrees Celsius, it impairs nuclear staining with Van Gieson. Or statement number 3, required temperature is 18 to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, choices? All are correct. 2 is correct, 2 is correct, 1 is correct, 3 is correct. Okay, let's break down the sentences. Statement number 1. Heat hastens and minimizes damaging effects. True or false? That is false. Bakit? Sabi niya, si heat daw pinapabilis at mini-minimize daw niya yung damaging effects, which is wrong. It enhances the damaging effects. Okay? Tama yung hastens pero mali yung minimizing the damage. It hastens the damage. Okay? Ayan. Statement number 2. At 55 degrees Celsius, it impairs nuclear staining with Van Gieson. Tama, mali. That is wrong. Okay? Wrong. Dapat at 37 degrees Celsius, dun lang nai-impair yung nuclear staining nyo with Van Gieson. Okay? Statement number 3, required temperature is 18 to 30 degrees Celsius. That is correct. Okay? If you want to read more on this, go to the calcification chapter sa Gregorius. Ayan. Next. This is used to remove excess picric acid. This is used to remove excess picric acid. Okay, ayan. So remember guys, kapag magwawash kayo ng excess ganto ganyan, tatlo lang po ang pwede nyong pagpilian. Okay, tap water, 50% to 70% alcohol, and your alcoholic iodide. Okay? Ayan. So, yung choices pala sa question na to, acetone, alcoholic iodide, tap water, or your 50 to 70% alcohol. Okay, let's break down the choices. Break it down, yo. Ayan. So, sa tap water, it removes your excess chromates, formalin, and your osmic acid. Okay, I repeat, tap water removes excess chromates, formalin, and osmic acid. Ayan, so tanggal na si tap water. Si acetone, di ba sabi ko kanina tatlo lang? Si acetone, panggulo lang po yan dyan. Okay? Next, alcoholic iodide. Si alcoholic iodide, ginagamit lang siya to remove excess mercuric fixatives. Okay? So, kapag excess picric acid, ang sagot dapat dyan is 50 to 70% alcohol. Okay. Ayan. Next question, the most common chrome osmium acetic acid fixative. Okay, tandaan, most common daw na chrome osmium acetic acid fixative. Ayan. So guys, kung binasa nyo po si Gregorius, ang sabi doon, the most common chrome osmium fixative is Fleming solution. Pero paano sir, pero bakit sir meron tayong dalawang Fleming solution sa choices? Ang choices kasi is Flemings with acetic acid, Flemings without acetic acid, osmium tetroxide, and your osmic acid. Okay? So going back, the most common chrome osmium acetic acid fixative daw kasi according to Gregorius is Fleming solution. Pero sir, yung choices nga kasi merong Flemings with acetic acid and Flemings without acetic acid. Okay, guys, looking back at the question, meron na kayong clue word dyan. The most common chrome osmium acetic acid daw. Acetic acid fixative. So natural, ang pipiliin nyo doon yung with acetic acid. Okay? Ayun. So yun yung answer. Next, this clearing agent does not make the tissues transparent. Okay? Kung babasahin nyo po si Gregorius, isa lang ang clearing agent dyan na hindi niya kayang gawing transparent yung tissues. The choices, by the way, is clove oil, cedarwood oil, chloroform, and your dioxane. Ayan. So, the one and only that cannot make your tissues transparent is your chloroform. Okay? Ayan. Chloroform. Next, what is the boiling point of pentanol? Choices are 128, 82.3, 117.7 or 73.3. Ayan. So let's break down the choices again. Break it down, yo. Si 82.3, that is the boiling point of your isopropanol. Okay? So tanggal na siya. 117.7, that is the boiling point of your butyl alcohol. Okay? So tanggal na din siya. 73.3, 73.3, that is my panggulo. Okay? So the answer there is pentanol 128. Pentanol 128. Okay, huwag kakalimutan ng mga boiling points. Tandaan na, let's recall na lang din. Cellusolve. Boiling point ng Cellusolve, that is your 156.4 degrees Celsius. Si dioxane. Dioxane, boiling point ni dioxane, 101.5 degrees Celsius. Si ethyl alcohol, ang boiling point niya is 78.3. Okay, 78.3. Si acetone, 56. Tertiary butanol, that is 82.8. Okay, wag malilito. 82.8 tertiary butanol, 82.3 isopropanol. Okay? Just remember, sa isopropanol, tatlo ang zero. So, dapat 82.30, so 3. Okay? Ayun. Si tertiary butanol naman, 82.8. Yung A, tandaan nyo na lang, 8 parang B. Okay? Tertiary butanol. Next, triethyl phosphate, that ang boiling point niya is 215 degrees Celsius. Ayan. So, pag may mga hindi ako nabanggit, hanapin nyo na lang kay Gregorius. Okay. Next, dezinkerization is a process of removing mercuric deposits using what solution? Choices, acetic acid, alcoholic iodide, 50 to 70% alcohol, or your tap water. Okay? Ulitin ko, kapag mercuric fixatives, ang ginagamit to remove the excess is your alcoholic iodide. So the answer here is alcoholic iodide. Okay? Ayan. Next, this decalcifying agent is recommended for routine decalcification of post-mortem research tissues. Ayan. So the choices are formic acid, trichloroacetic acid, nitric acid, hydrochloric acid. Okay, so let's break it down, yo. Si trichloroacetic acid, that is your slow-acting decalcifying agent. So, hindi siya recommended for urgent examinations. Nitric acid naman, siya yung recommended for urgent examinations, while hydrochloric acid is used for your surface decalcification. Okay? So, ang hindi nabanggit doon, si formic acid. Si formic acid po kasi is recommended for routine decalcification of your post-mortem research tissues. Okay? Ayan. So, kung gusto nyong basahin, nasa page 156 po siya ni Gregorius kapag PDF version. Ayan. Next one. Next one. To depolymerize paraformaldehyde back to formalin, what should be done daw? Choices are add 1% glutaraldehyde to the solution, add 1 ml water, heat the solution, or add 0.1 molar phosphate buffer to the solution. Okay, ano po ba ang paraformaldehyde? Paraformaldehyde, di ba? Yun yung white precipitate sa formaldehyde nyo. Okay, para matanggal yon, ano po yung pa nga pwedeng gawin? So, ang answer doon is you heat the solution. You heat the solution para ma-depolymerize yung paraformaldehyde. Okay? So, ayan. So, meron pa tayong isa pang choice na pwedeng gawin. Pwede nyo rin po siyang lagyan ng 10% methanol. Okay? Ayan. Next question. All of the following is true regarding fixation except one. Identify which statement is not true. Okay? So, statement number one. An ideal fixative should be cheap. True or false? That is true. Statement number two, Bowens is an example of a simple fixative. True or false? That is false. Okay? Si Bowens, bakit hindi siya simple fixative? Guys, remember kapag simple fixatives, iisa lang siya. Okay? Meaning walang nahalong ibang fixative. Example ng mga simple fixatives, yung formaldehyde, ganun. Okay? So, Bowens, guys, is a mixture of your picric acid with and formalin. Okay? So, hindi na siya simple fixative kasi napaghalo na yung dalawang fixatives. Okay? So, false po si statement number 2. Statement number 3, Zenkers is an example of a compound fixative. This statement is correct. Okay? So, remember, Zenkers is a combination or made up of mercury chloride with your potassium dichromate. Okay? Ayan. Next, statement number 4, microanatomical fixatives preserves the anatomy of the tissue. Okay? So, that statement po is true. So, ang hindi lang po tama dito is statement number 2. Ayun. Next question. Examine the statements following decalcification. Statement number 1, for small samples, rinse in water for 30 minutes. Okay, statement number 2, for large specimens, rinse in water for 3 hours. Okay, choices, 1 is correct, 2 is correct, both are correct, both are incorrect. Okay, so the answer here is both are correct. Bakit? Bakit po? Guys, common sense. Okay? Maliit yung sample mo. Maliit yung sample mo. I-rinse mo ba siya sa water for 3 hours? 'Di ba? Mali. Okay. So, small samples, pwede mo siyang i-rinse in 30 minutes lang. Okay. Si large samples, okay. Large sample mo. I-rinse mo ba siya sa water for 30 minutes lang? 'Di ba? Hindi. Dapat i-rinse mo siya sa water for 3 hours. Okay? Para, syempre para matanggal yung mga decalcifying agents natin. Okay? Ayan. Next. When does cedarwood oil become milky? Okay, the choices are kapag incomplete daw yung decalcification, kapag prolonged daw yung storage, kapag contaminated daw, or kapag incomplete dehydration. Okay? Guys, cedarwood oil becomes milky kapag prolonged ang storage. Okay? Mahanap nyo din siya kay Gregorios. Okay, ano nga ba ang nagiging milky kapag incomplete dehydration? That is your xylene. Okay? Yan. Next one, fixation. Which of the following does not belong to the group? Presence of agitation, decreased size and thickness, decrease in temperature, or the presence of heat. Okay? Ayan, so let's break down the choices. Sa fixation daw, alin daw ang does not belong to the group? Okay? So guys, lahat ng choices maliban sa isa, it enhances your fixation. Okay? Presence of agitation, does it enhance your fixation? Yes. Decrease size and thickness, does it enhance your fixation? Yes. Presence of heat, does it enhance your fixation? Also, yes. But then, remember, presence of heat also enhances the damaging effect. Okay? Ayan. Decrease in temperature, does it enhance your fixation? No. Okay? No. Okay, next one. When performing Lendrum's method, how many days should the specimen be immersed in aqueous phenol solution? Choices are 6 to 7 days, 3 to 4 days, 5 days, 1 to 3 days. Okay, very good. Ayan. The answer is 1 to 3 days. Ayun, kunwari narinig ko kayo. Next one, next question. True regarding dehydration. Okay, true daw regarding dehydration. Statement number one. In prolonged immersion in low concentrations, tissues become hard and brittle. Okay, tama ba to? Sa prolonged immersion daw ng long concentrations of your dehydration, nagiging hard and brittle daw po yung tissues. That is wrong. Statement number two, in prolonged immersion in high concentrations of tissue, of your dehydration, tissues become macerated. Tama po ba or mali? It's mali. Okay, so the answer here is both are incorrect. Baliktad po, pinagbaliktad ko siya. So, prolonged immersion in low concentrations, dapat the tissues become macerated. Okay? Kapag prolonged immersion in high concentrations naman, it becomes brittle and hard. Okay? Ayan. Next one. Osmium tetroxide penetrates slower than glutaraldehyde at blank millimeter per hour. And the choices are 4 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 1 millimeter, and your 5.5 millimeter per hour. So guys, the answer here is 0.5 millimeter per hour. Remember, meron na kayong clue word dyan. Osmium tetroxide penetrates slower than glutaraldehyde. Okay? Ayun. Last one. When using electrophoresis for decalcification, choose the correct temperature for the procedure. Okay? First choice, 55 degrees. Second option, 20 degrees Celsius. Third option, 30 degrees or 50 degrees Celsius. Okay? So guys, the answer here is 30 degrees Celsius. Bakit po? Ano po ba ang normal temperature kapag electrophoresis ang ginamit nyo for decalcification? The normal temp is 30 to 45 degrees Celsius. Okay? Ayun. So that would be all for the first part of our um, first part of this ratio. Okay, so see you again sa next one.